Peace, peace, peace. Hey, y'all, we getting this thing together. Whenever y'all can hear me, get some ones in there. Peace to the tribe. Hey, peace to everybody, man. Let's see how it sound. Hold on a second. Peace and love to all the American Aborigines. Hey, there you go, there you go. Okay. All right, yeah. Hit that like button. What's up? Yeah, man. I'm gonna send the link out. Or you know what I'm gonna do? Let's do this. Share link. Go in the chat room. Comment. Yeah, A B. And Reginald hooked me up to do it on the phone. So I I can go live anywhere now on this phone. So it's all bad for y'all. For real. It is not a good thing. I'm telling y'all. It is going down. I think I'm in this one. Hey, yeah, peace. You might. Am I muted right now? Nope. Peace to the tribe, man. We definitely appreciate everybody, man. Okay, I see what it's doing right there. I'm trying to put the link in the chat room, y'all. I just sent it. Okay. Post announcement. That's not it. Hold on. Share link. Copy the clipboard. All right, here we go. Oh, the money back to Texas. I bought it right back to Texas. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Peace and love to everybody, man. Who we got in the building? We got Be Busy. Yeah, man. Hey, man. It's all bad now, B. Y'all gonna hear my mouth all the time. Shout out to Miss Gretchen Ham. She said she's back. That's what's up. We got Uptown Down in the building. Peace, Uptown Down. We got Poe Jaguar in the building. Peace. Reginald Green. Huh? What happened? That's what you want to know. Yeah, man. So we got Copper Girl Asia in the building. Shout out to Copper Girl. Jamil Ibrahim said no volume. You still can't hear no volume right now, y'all? Can I get some ones if y'all can hear me? Nah, I'm lit. Yeah, no, I'm lit, y'all. So I'm in there. Peace to the tribe, man. Yo, yeah, so I put the link in the chat. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Chris Lockett in the building. What else we got in here? Lit. Okay, that's what's up. King Bimbo. Peace to the God, man. Hey man, we definitely appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. Like I said, we just gonna have a little good time tonight, y'all. I'm experimenting right here, you know what I'm saying? But one good thing is, I'm on my phone and the desktop, so we can do our thing, you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate everybody in the building, man. Look, appreciate all the love and support, man. Hey, we had a great build today, man. It was a dope build. With a Thompson one. So that was a dope build, man. And you already know Lotus, aka Jason Voorhees, be bringing the heat all the time. I mean, all the time. Omega in the building. Big Ooga Ooga. Shout out to Nighthawk, Oseo, God. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. We in the building, man. Like I said, hit that link, man, and come on in, man. Let's chop it up, man. Have a good time. It is what it is, man. We in the building. You're not. So we doing our thing, y'all. So y'all see it right there, man. Supreme Chief, hashtag Squad Killer, aka Candyman, aka Young Cassius Clay in his prime. You heard? The greatest of all time, man. That's what we're doing. We're gonna get into some stuff tonight, y'all. I don't know, man. Like so much going on in the world. In the world today, we got so much going on, y'all. I don't even know where to start. Miss Mohawk Aboriginal in the building. Peace, Empress. Shout out to originaltribalwear.com. We'll support the sister, man. She definitely doing a thing. Yeah, man, we in the building, sis. Go ahead and put the link in the chat room for the family, man. Cool breeze. Niji. We in this bitch. Shout out to Cool Breeze, man. Yeah, man, we in here, man. Like I said, man, y'all want to come through, let me know. Just hit the link, come on in, and we'll get y'all in here. I don't know how to do that yet, but we'll figure it out. I guess I know when y'all come in there. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what we got going on, y'all. We in the building, y'all. So let's people come on in. What we got going on, y'all? Yeah, man. I don't know who played the Monday night game tonight. I don't know who that was. Check them out. So who won the game? That's right. OriginalTribalWorld.com. Go check her out. Go support the sister's business, man. Go spend some Gucci money over there with her. You know what I'm saying? Since y'all not spending with Gucci no more, you might as well go spend it with OriginalTribalWorld.com. You know what I'm saying? We definitely appreciate everybody in the building, man. Yeah, like I said, man, just come on through. Put it back in the chat room again. Share screen. Invite. Okay. I see you. You share. Okay. Yep, y'all can hear me pretty good right now. Yeah, man, we went over the 103 facts about the Black Indian. Okay, 103 amazing facts about the Black Indian of the Western Hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? That was a great book, man. Shout out to the brother Kenyon. One of the two, man. Peace to him, man. It's a dope book. Definitely, I definitely got to get into it and really break it down, man, and read some stuff, man, and a lot of the things that I may have not researched, you know what I'm saying? I think I just about researched everything he was talking about. But if it's some things I missed, you know what I'm saying? Even we're talking about the Celtics, the Celts, and all, all the different original Europeans, you know what I'm saying, were expelled. They were pushed out. And people say it was religious beliefs or whatever. In 103 Facts, one of the ones I read, it was talking about, because they wanted to practice more of a pagan, spiritual system. You know what I'm saying? That's what they called it, pagan, but it wasn't pagan. So yeah, that's right, Nighthawk. Support the real, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Support the real, fuck the fake, man. That's what we got going on right now, y'all. We in the building. So like I said, man, support the real, man. Fuck the fake, y'all. So we're in the business. We're in the building, y'all. Let's see. We definitely appreciate it. That's not. Yeah, man. Hold on 1 second, child. You check your email. Yeah, man. Chief, is there any way that you can get in touch with that brother who provided the book? Yeah, we definitely A1's reached out to him. And we're supposed to be putting together an interview with him, but that would definitely be dope, man. To see where his head is, man. Yeah. So we definitely gonna be reaching out to Kenyon, man. So be on the lookout for that. Shout out to Chief Kokomo in the building. OCO. Thank you for coming. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, you guys want to hit that link, man. Come on in. Rapper taste with your boy. Let's get it. Copyright claim. Poe Jaguar in the building. Tap it.
Peace.
Poe, what it do, bro?
Ain't nothing. What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. How you doing? You real low. Yeah, you super low, bro.
I'm very low.
Yeah, I don't know why you so low. Let me see something. Try again.
What about now? Peace. What
Say
about
something again.
now? What about now?
Hold on, let me mute this. Say it again.
What about now?
Say something. You gotta come off mute. Yep, I think you're all right.
Peace.
Peace with you, bro. Damn, I think I'm gonna have to go out and come back in.
Nah, am I still low?
Yeah, no, you on?
Am I low?
No, it's just on my end. You good? Poe, what's up with you, bro? How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Great, man. Can't complain.
All right.
Life's
Yeah,
good,
man. I've
man.
been wanting to get on, chop it up with the boys and the girls and the ladies. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. What's on your mind, man? It's a lot going on. You got the
Uh,
floor.
man, I'm saying, man. All right. So I've been at this for a long time, man. Y'all been definitely dropping it, dropping the jewels. But I think we need to start smashing these dudes. I don't care, forget all the feelings, man. Like, forget what people saying about Leonard Jeffries. This man, smash him. I don't even care no more, man. It's been way too long. Like I was listening to the Hap God Joan the other day, the replay that y'all put on, and Curry Mayo wanted to go in on something, and they was like, nah, they ain't ready for it. They ain't ready. Man, it's been a long time. They ready for it. Like, stop playing. It's time to start smashing these dudes on every angle we can. Why play the game? I know people want to respect other people and respect, some of these elders or whatever that came and dropped some jewels, but if they was wrong on some shit, we need to correct the wrong and keep it moving. Stop playing this nice guy shit. Ain't nobody else playing nice guy. They ain't playing nice guy with us. They done took everything. They done stripped everything.
That's facts. That is a fact, bro. But I think stripping of the mind is worse than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the we because the way we think dictates, what we're doing and what we're not doing. You know what I'm saying? We are the master builders. We taught everybody else how to build. Right. So these people have alienated us from building, you know what I'm saying? Alienated us from doing for self, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's really about. What made Elijah Muhammad, the honorable Elijah Muhammad, great is because they had airline, they were building things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he was a gangster, you know what I'm saying? Little bitty man was a gangster, you know what I mean? And what he was dropping was so heavy that a little man could lead with a little voice and everything, could lead multitudes, right? And then even when he's gone, he's still leading. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mark of a greatest, man. And yeah, we know that these people have created, a lot of COINTELPRO and a lot of things to destroy, you know, people. You know what I'm saying? Destroy the character. I read his book before I was flying, and I had this book called "The Assassination of the Black Male Character." Right? So they
Mm-hmm.
had Mike Tyson on the cover, Minister Farrakhan on the cover. I want to say OJ was on the cover, and they were just going. They had different people that they had
Right.
destroyed their character. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's
Yep.
the whole thing. Well, make us not want to trust anybody that's a potential leader. You know what I'm saying?
Very
Um,
true. Very true. I understand that. I
yeah.
understand that.
So that's where they at, man. We gotta, of course, we have to hold people accountable. You know what I'm saying?
We do. That's the thing, though, man. Like, it's been like way too long. Like, all right. So I know Curry Mayo had touched on like Louis Agassiz and how Louis Agassiz, brought forth that geological information, um, dealing with America being first. Well,
Right.
there's another dude named Charles Lyell who actually was like a Darwin supporter. So we need to start smashing these dudes on their angle and smashing them on our angle. Like there's enough
Facts.
information out here. Like Charles Lyell wrote some shit. But man, let me read this shit to you because Holmes say some shit,
Do your
right?
thing, bro.
Let me get this shit. Holmes said, he says, on leaving Albany, this is New York, y'all. I determined so to plan my route to the falls of Niagara, sorry, and back again to the Hudson, as to enable me to see by the way the entire succession of mineral groups from the lowest Silurian up to the coal of Pennsylvania. Mr. James Hall, to whose hands the Northwest Division of Geological Survey of New York had been confided, kindly offered himself as my guide, taking the railway to Schenectady, something like that. And along the Mohawk Valley, we first stopped at Little Falls, where we examined the genesis and the lowest Silurian sandstone rested upon it. We then pursued our journey along the line of the Erie Canal and the Mohawk. He says, the Mohawk River, stopping here and there to examine quarries of limestone and making a short detour through the beautiful valley of the Cedarville into the Hickerman County, where there is a fine section of the strata. Afterwards, we explored the Pistoric ravine through which the Genesis flows at Rochester, the river descending by a succession of cataracts over the same rocks which are exposed farther westward on the Niagara. The excavation also made for Grand Canal of Lockport afforded us a fine opportunity of seeing these older phosphorus rocks laid upon to view. At this point, the barges laden with the merchandise climb up by the series of the locks placed one above the other to the tableland in which the Lake Erie is situated. In course of this short tour, I became convinced that we must turn to the New World if we wish to see in perfection the oldest monuments of the earth's history, so far as least as to relate to its earliest inhabitants. Certainly, in no other country are these ancient strata developed on a grander scale or more plentiful charged with fossils. And as they are nearly horizontal, the order of their relative position is always clear and unequivocal. Yo, he's going in. Then he gets to a part, bruh. He gets to a part, right, where he says, another interesting fact may be noticed as the result even of a cursory survey of the fossils of these North American rocks, namely, the while some of the species agree, the majority of them are not identical with those found in strata which are their equivalents in age and position on the other side of the Atlantic. Some fossils which are identical, such as he goes into a whole bunch of scientific names that I ain't gonna even try to pronounce right now, people. Right? And then he picks up and he said, uh, it's this part where he's talking about it has been usually affirmed that in the rocks older than the Carboniferous, the fossil fauna in different parts of the globe was almost everywhere, but judging from the assemblage of the organic, well, this is not the part. Hold up, right here. This sandstone is newer than the coal, but we have not yet sufficient data to pronounce very decidedly on its true age. The footsteps of numerous species of birds afford no indication because in Europe we have yet no traces of birds and rocks of such high antiquity, and consequently no corresponding term of comparison. This is in Durham, Connecticut. Family, peace. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. What book is this again? What book is this?
This book, right, man. I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the Google Hangouts. This is a book by a dude named Charles Lyell. He's a geologist that lived back in, back in the Louis Agassiz days. But he was for Darwin. That's another thing that we got to understand, and we need to be breaking down to these people. And this is what Glenn Beck had pointed out, in his book, how these motherfuckers like keeping shit hidden. Like they ain't want this information to come out and shit. Like they was keeping this information hidden. Like we need to always be hitting that shit in the head when we debating against these cats to make these cats realize, and by showing and proving in their books how they was keeping this shit hidden. Like when I was looking for this Glenn Beck book, that book that Glenn Beck book was talking about, man, that shit is from a link that I found for the of uh, Bureau of American Ethnology publications online. This ain't no shit like you wake up on a Saturday morning like, yo, let me go to the library. I'm gonna grab one of these books. Nah, bruh. This shit got hundreds and hundreds and mad links to mad different shit just dealing with the Americas. And this is dealing with like geologists and a whole bunch of evil dudes is writing some of these books too. Like there's books like Franz Boas got some books up here. This book's dealing with languages, books dealing with the mounds, dealing with the earth. All kinds of earthworks and just all different types of shit, man. But it's mad information out here, and we need to start smashing these dudes on every level. The science they believe in and the science they don't believe in. Like smash them everywhere. Because there's enough information out here where we can't. I've been into this shit for a long time. Like I've been hearing other people speak, like A1 talking about some of the Moors that he used to listen to back in the day. Well, back in the day, that's all I had. Some of these Moors that was talking some of that shit. I had my family too. And that's gonna be another one, man. I'm gonna hit y'all off with my uncle speaking some languages for y'all. So I'm gonna get that recorded, and I'm gonna have him speaking some languages for y'all. He speaks like a different dialect of Cherokee, dialect of Mohawk, some Creole languages. Family go back deep, y'all. But yeah, man, I've been digging y'all. I like the fire that y'all cats have. This is what I'm saying, man. Each and every time, man, when the debates come, smash these dudes on every level. Their people and our people. Fuck it. Excuse the French, y'all.
That's an absolute fact, man. Yeah, I mean, everybody studies different things. Like we kind of well rounded. You know what I mean? Like we kind of hit every aspect of this thing. You know what I'm saying? I think you have to be well rounded. You have to be well studied, especially when you're dealing with indoctrinated people. You know what I'm saying? So their indoctrination, like, they got A's and B's. So we going against somebody that will tell you that the system is best up and that these people are against you and that they're lying, but they're still upholding the system because they got A's and B's. You know what I'm saying? So they're feeling like, oh well, I read this in the book. It's in the book. Yeah, y'all notice how they come in the talking with books and shit? They don't have any. Have y'all ever noticed they never pulled out one artifact? How do you not have one artifact? You ever see? Yo, bro, it's laughable. Like it ain't nothing to smash. Like these niggas are dust. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, anybody that's still teaching that paradigm going slow or Asian. Period. And we said that years ago. It's not possible for these niggas to come in here and say, hey, my grandmama and mama is wrong. I'ma listen to Charles Darwin and Margaret Sanger. I can't believe you. They talking about they can't trust what we say. We can't trust a goddamn thing you niggas, bro. And that's his word to mama. Ain't no coming back from nothing. Like it's how shit y'all teaching is detrimental to the children. It's detrimental to the American way. Like it's teaching our people some shit that's just not true, and that's what we're dealing with. So you bringing in the geology on it, it is what it is. So now when the geologist says, hey, well listen, we got this strata here, we got this red crag here, and we found human activity in this area. We found a barbecue pit. We found living quarters. We found fucking tools that go back where they don't supposed to go back. So that's what's coming out. We pressing them too hard, they gotta come out. And next they're gonna be bearing witness to what we found that all these people in the Americas and around the world are Negroes. Okay. And we didn't even get into bro. We found listen, check this out. We found I don't know this, man. We found a boat that go back 900,000 years, bro. You understand? So when we talk artifacts, bro, I don't know what to tell y'all. What y'all gonna? You have zero artifacts, zero. Ain't nobody keep a score right now. So it's never a debate about this. I'm never debating these guys, bro. Like I'm just gonna bust their head over. There's no way. You can't tell me shit. I don't want to hear shit they gotta say. And that's how I'm gonna treat them. Like, bro, what did you talk about? You gonna tell me you African American studies, nigga?
That's what I'm saying, man. See, that's another thing. Like, can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's another thing. Like, so long ago, I left, like, what I call it is my 360. Like, I was so deep into that African studies. Like, I was teaching myself languages and shit. Like, I had little note cards and shit with all kinds of different alphabets written down, man. I was stopping at the local bodegas because you know they own everything. You know what I mean? I was trying to talk to dudes with the little languages, man. What? Man, I was trying to go in, my dude, but I'm saying, man, that was like a 360. I left. Yep.
Let me ask you a question though. Let you get back to it, right? When you was an African, right? Did it feel right to you?
Nah, man, that's the thing, man. I think that's the reason why you was always continuing to research and search and search, and that's what I was getting into. Is like you were always kept on searching because you felt empty. It's like your cup wasn't filled. Like I recall just like saying to myself, like, yo, there's like a big gap that I'm missing. It's like something is gone. There's a period of time that's not being discussed. When you started really like looking at all the shit that you know was pounded into you and all the stuff that you started to read about this and this and this. And back then it was all Egypt. Dudes wasn't really talking to West Africa stuff. Like it was all Egypt. Once in a while, people may talk about Ethiopia. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep that shit real. Like, Cass was all on Egypt back then, like, for real. But it's like, for me, I was already leaving. This was before the Moorish talk even came into the picture. I left. I call it my own 360 because I was leaving. I was reading some shit talking about some troglodytes in North Africa. I was reading some shit called like Chinese and Persian letters, and I was all over the place because my thing was like, if you have an enemy and you're gonna defeat your enemy, man, you gotta like think like your enemy. So I wanted to read what they was reading.
Word.
You see what I'm saying? So like I started picking up all different types of things, all different types of books written by my enemy, so called. But then I started seeing that people that looked like me was my enemy too, and and other doors and avenues started opening up where I started really seeing some shit, and I was like, damn, like. So when the Moorish talk came into play, and see, that's another thing. Like these Pan Africans was banging against the Moors for so long, too. Like they didn't believe the Moors until the Moors was banging and showing and approving enough information until they started to finally accept the Moors. It's just another cycle. It's like that's why we gotta keep on banging and proving until they finally understand. They starting to accept. Oh yeah, we say we were here. We was here before Christopher Columbus. So they starting to accept the shit because back in the day they didn't accept shit until Van Sertima.
Right.
But
Facts.
I had my 360, and I left and I came back because just like everybody else, when I was a kid, I heard those stories. I heard those stories about being a native, people in the family. And for me, it don't go back far. Y'all, man, what? My mother, as a child, used to be able to make it rain. Her granddaddy was a rain dancer. So it don't go far. It don't go far for a lot of us. Like, and he married a person, and my aunt says that she was in a higher position in a tribe than even my great great grandfather. So I'm like, damn, they had 18 kids. And this is another thing, Chief. I heard you say before that people that went to Oklahoma was like $5 Indians. That's not so, because part of my family went to Oklahoma. I have uncles that went. I got uncles and stuff out there that went to Oklahoma where they had came and seen my family back in Louisiana in the bayou when they were staying back in the bayou in Louisiana. So
Yeah, you might have misunderstood me. I don't speak on the $5 Indians that much, and definitely I know that our people went out there because it was our territory already before it was right? And we were the majority, right? So that's why we built, right? That's why we built. That's why we founded the cities out there. So-called Native Americans didn't do that, and we talking shit the 1900s, late 1800s, 1900s. They just created these motherfuckers. That's bullshit. Talking about, oh, we took our slaves while we was getting displaced. You taking your slaves somewhere? Are you serious right now? Does that make any sense to you? Tell some dumbass stories. So yeah, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, man. That's some dumbass shit. Like number one, how do people that moved out to Oklahoma, number one, gain those resources to build that Black Wall Street if they were slaves? Like people don't be like doing some rational thinking and shit. Like we need to be doing some rational thinking. Like there's so much more to what we've been being told. Like it's a lot of shit being covered up, a lot of shit not being told. It's some amazing stuff. Even with my family, like I'm finding out some amazing things, and I'm not gonna really go into it until I get like more and more of the facts. But I knew ever since I was a little kid. I heard all the stories. My mother, like I said, made it rain. She used to take a snake. And something about doing something with the snake, lifting the snake upside down. Man, matter of fact, let me see if you can hear this. I was talking to actually, no, I ain't going to play this right now. My aunt today was breaking down some stuff, about my mother doing that. as a little child, and about, uncles and everything being out in Oklahoma and coming to see the rest of the family, and some other things that she was breaking down on recorder. And I was going to get my uncle, because she keeps on telling me I got to talk to my uncle about more information because he knows a lot more, and going to hook me up with some more of my relatives out in Louisiana. That's who I need to really link up with. But yeah, man, I love what y'all doing. Keep doing what you're doing. It'd be powerful.
Appreciate you, brother. And man, keep coming through, man. Keep like bringing, like you just brought some information, just read a book that I never heard of.
Yeah, I dropped it in the YouTube.
Got it.
I could drop it in the Google.
I can get it
I
up.
think I did. I did.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Or
Miss
somebody
Sheena,
else did. Yeah.
Miss Sheena Miles. She said she's Okie. She said we the real Indians, bro. Just reclassified facts. That's a fact. That's super fact. And they set up the caste system while they was reclassifying us and put these people in.
Mm-hmm.
Americans and creating some type of deal with these people, whatever they getting economic. I want the bag. I know people talking. No, I need the bag. We need the bag to rebuild our shit. So all they gotta do is get out of our way. And they've been, I mean, we got backed up money that they should give us. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Checks.
I want it all.
Yeah, everything, bro. I don't want to be taxed. I don't want to be ever counted. They have been not coming out. I'm gonna cuss their ass out. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Like we're to be non-taxed and non-enumerated. Period. I don't give a fuck if y'all start changing names and stuff like that. The facts are that they know that they changed our names. That's the fact. The facts are that the law says that we are the indigenous people of this land. Period. We are the copper-colored Aborigines that they found. They came here, aka Americans. We were done here. They're European. So whenever you speak to a European, they like to get in our business and like to talk, because they speak.
Facts.
They're prior Europeans. They know their great grandparents and where they came from in Europe. Period. They was not here. Trump just got here in 1928. Okay, he wasn't here. He didn't build shit. He didn't do nothing. This country was already great before they got their raggedy asses over here. Period. They're whitewashing history. I've said this 8 million times. George Washington was black. Okay, copper-colored Aboriginal of this land. Period. He did not come from Europe. They told us. I remember as a little boy. They told us that George Washington was an indentured servant.
Mm-hmm.
Came over here as an indentured servant. I know somebody else heard that before. And I'm a history buff. So I remember all the dumb shit y'all lied to me about, and that's why I'm so good at this, because
too much
research.
Too much lies. You right. You are right, man. Way too much lies.
They lie. Bro, every time they open their goddamn mouth, man, a bone or something to fall out. Like, they just be lying, like, just lying for no reason. Like, so, nah. I'm almost, like I said, I believe the opposite of everything they say. Until, you know what I mean? You be like, hey, it's up. Now you be like, okay, we gonna go down, y'all. Let's go over here. They be like, no, it's left. Go to the left. Oh, let's go right. I'm telling you, every time, bro. So that's what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with trickery. We've just been tricking us this whole time, making us believe that they're the founding fathers of our great nation. This great nation is.
Mm-hmm. That's true indeed. Indeed.
Period. America is great because of the copper-colored Aborigines that they found when they came here. Period. They have figured out how to use us or misuse us, because it ain't about being used, it's about being misused, and that's what they've done to us, yo. So that's what we're dealing with. So we got to stop being misused. We got to start playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. We're not playing it right. We're not demanding, so we just keep allowing them to put out Cory Bookers on us and these weirdos. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Man, it's definitely that time, man.
You know, like he ain't even coming in. He ain't even trying to get in the White House with a wife. Like he ain't He ain't even hiding it. Not the shout out to Cory Booker, man. He's cool, but you don't know what I mean, bro. Come on, man. We gotta do better than this.
Most def.
Yeah, man. What we got going on, man? So how do you like the 103 amazing facts about the Black Indians of the Western Hemisphere, bro?
Oh man, I love that book, man. I had that. I already had that in my thing, man. I'm surprised nobody's ever been breaking that book down. There's a plethora of books out there for the family, man. Like everybody need to be researching. Definitely research your family. I know those roadblocks be heavy, man. I still got family members alive. The roadblocks are a little heavy, so definitely be researching. Dig at it because it's out here. Like people, you gotta realize though. But you also gonna find some amazing stuff out about your family. Because remember, man, by the time you get to your great, you got like 16. Yeah, I mean, like it's a possibility that you might have a Moor in your family. It's a possibility that you might have a Caucasian in your family. It's a possibility that you might have anything in your family. You talk about 16. That's a lot. It's a lot.
I don't know if you called last night though, and we showed Lord Jamar. Um,
Yeah. I did, man.
He found 16 of his great grandparents. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, all right here. I did see that. That's amazing. But I found out that one of my great greats is like a German.
A German?
A German. So I'm trying to find out a little more information about that because I don't know if it's a black German came over here. Yeah, because there were black Germans too.
Facts.
Or if or if they met over there, a black German married a white German and then came over here. So that's what I'm trying to put together. And that would have happened in the early 1700s.
Yeah.
So waiting for this last family tree thing to come in about that part of the family. And I'll have that information soon.
That's pretty dope, bro. We put up those 10 websites last night. 10 free websites, you know what I'm saying? That you have to exhaust everything on your own, you know what I'm saying? You know, then you still, go talk to the lady Natalie Green from mybblackheritage.com. You know, I would suggest her. Like, I'm gonna be honest, as far as a person who's professional, who does, does the digging. So, but pretty sure that a lot of it is just work from those websites and checking stuff, and saying, okay, well, just being more of an investigator, to do as much as you can without even going to the county. You know what I'm saying? You county records, county this, county that.
It's having that money to get out and go to those different counties. Like me, I live all the way up in Connecticut, so all that, I would have to, number one, my father's side, that would have to be Florida. I would have to hit up Florida. My mother's side, it'd be a breakup between Mississippi and Louisiana. Good thing they right next to each other. But we own we own land on both sides, still do. Large amounts. Some amazing stuff you'll find out when you start to really do the research. Like I found out some amazing stuff. Like my grandfather used to do. I don't know if it was like a business move. Like home used to like work on somebody else's plantation because I guess used to make more money. them working off or trying to sell the crop off of a black-owned plantation. So I've been finding out some amazing stuff like, damn, this dude used to try to pimp it like that. It's just weird that, some of the shit that you're going to find out when you start to really dig in, like, and then, through some research, I was hearing that, other farmers was claiming that, they were getting, pennied on their crops compared to everybody else's crops. They would, the whites would make more money off their crops than the dark sharecroppers. So, it's a lot of information that, I'm finding out through my family that is pretty much lining up with the research. Shit is deep.
That's right. Peace to my brother Tenkara in the building. What's up, brother? How you doing? My Pinquat brother. Get that link, man. Come on in, man, and drop that shit. Shout out to Tenkara, man. If y'all don't know, the links in the chat room, I'm gonna put it in there again. Yeah, man. Come on through and build with the tribe, man. Shout out to Poe Jaguar in the building, man, dropping it. Hey, this your first time coming on, bro?
Yeah, man, this is my first time, and it's been a couple other times that I've been, in the chat, like, yo, let me come in, let me come in, but y'all been busy and going at it or whatever. But yeah, man, I've been always wanting to share that Lyell information, man, because it is good coming from both sides. Now, I always hear these dudes, these pan boo boos, as they will say. I always hear them talking about like dudes don't believe in science. Like, what science? Are they saying that we don't believe in science because we don't believe in DNA? Or are they like everybody here, in the consensus that they don't trust different sciences? Chief.
Yeah, man. Here's the thing. What we don't do is that we look at a theory and then we say, oh, that theory is a fact. We don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We only report or share evidence, okay, or references to evidence. Listen, y'all, I don't pull books out a lot. You know what I'm saying? When I do, like I read a lot. You know what I'm saying? But books are references; they're not primary sources, right? So what it does is should lead you to do more research and find. Well, where did this guy get this information from?
He is his. What if he's the primary source? Meaning he's the geologist.
Well, no, but I'm saying though, then we go into the actual site where he got, you know what I'm saying, where he did the dig. And if they say, okay, well, we went down 200 feet, for instance, right, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and they say, okay, well, this level right here, we found red crag, and under the red crag, and under a bedrock of
yeah, the layers, the layers of strata.
Under an untouched layer of rock, right? You have a human toe. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like,
right.
And then you have a hammer right there that obviously human people made it, right? And then you have some charcoal or something. They say, okay, well, we carbonated all this right here. This comes out to 20,000 years, right? That's a modest number, right? These guys would be like, oh no, what are you talking about? But remember, we got science on our side. What do y'all have? Like, you got DNA. Now, DNA has probabilities and it has an accuracy, right? And because it's less than 0%, okay, you can't use said test in any legal proceedings, yo. Okay? None. And Garfield's not going to go over to Ghana. Okay? Check. He's not going to go to Ghana. He's going to say, hey, I have 10 DNA tests that says that I'm a con. They're not going to let you in their tribe with that bullshit. Okay? And them people don't know about our black asses over here. They don't even know about the slave trade, bro, until they learn it from Europeans teaching them, bro. And that's
I'm
It's
telling you.
it's like you said, man. They slow. I left Africa a long time ago, man. I don't know why they didn't, man. That's like staying in one religion, like religion. I found out the hard way. I was talking to this elder and was like, if you stayed in one religion all your life, it's like staying in kindergarten. so, so like years ago, man, I've been, left. And matter of fact, I left religion all alone, after learning the truth. But still, to each their own. I ain't gonna take that away from people.
That's right.
Uh,
Hey, shout out to Sun Ray in the building. Peace, guy. How you doing?
Peace. Good, man. I'm good. Gratitude for the open panel. How are you? Feeling good? I just jumped in. I've been sitting there for a while listening.
good.
Well, it's good, man. Always, bro. Trying to move forward. Think about positivity. Looking inside. Finding that direction and then following that path, man. Just doing for self. So it's all it's about. Linking with like minds. Just keep growing.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. So y'all being that far south, is it always hot there?
In most regions, like, yeah, you would say, like, where I'm from, where I was sort of kind of like uh, bored, yeah, like it doesn't really have a winter. Um, it's kind of like we got a different, yeah, so like, but it does snow in some regions. Like it gets to got like it's pretty small. I'd say probably about I don't know, just off the top of my head, to maybe 3% to 3 to 5%, or yes, of the total land space in the mountainous areas during the winter season, which is June, July for us. Uh, you can, there's they open snow parks. There's, it's a tourist kind of industry for that. So yeah, but definitely we got a lot of sun going down in most places. And my parents, I'm first generation born here. My parents are from Fiji, so coming from there, that's tropical island style. That's the same. Always kind of sunny. Uh, it's always no, never. I've never seen snow personally in my life. Like, once I seen fake snow at an expo. I remember I was like they brought the World Expo around or something. But yeah,
Yeah, man. What's up? Um, you know how we always say, there's indigenous food here in America,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And there's indigenous food, let's just say in China. You know,
yep,
I don't know if they have indigenous foods in Europe, and they got a few in Africa, right? Like we said, out of the 600 and shout out to AP, out of the 640 food group, 600 of them come from America. And so a lot of times when people hear about stuff coming from back from Africa, they tend to kind of think, oh yeah, we connected to that because somebody brought some rice or something back. You know what I mean? When Africa wasn't planting anything, so-called Africa wasn't planting shit. So I think we got to talk about that. So I wanted to know what's some foods that are indigenous over there.
yeah. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I was just saying this. Because I was just thinking, as you said, Europe sort of, they got like cuisine or something, like French cuisine or something. But indigenous food definitely would be things like the kangaroo tail for the indigenous people. You see that it's like now we've got all this thing, it's come to a new age. There's all the fusion type foods, right? So I guess
I'm talking about stuff that grows
traditionally,
out the ground. I'm talking about stuff that you guys farm that grows naturally out the ground. I
or
know y'all eat kangaroo corn. I know that part.
yeah, well, that's for that's not mainstream. Like that's for the indigenous culture. For the what would be our main crop? Agriculture. I mean, like we definitely got wheat. Um, root. Yeah, there's not. I don't think very much root crops. Like sheep, lamb, and things like that. But traditionally, yeah. I mean, to me myself, I think it's kind of it isn't really even defined the Australian. Um, as you would say, I don't know, like the food style or the cuisine, as you said, it's like a lot of people. It's just like but as a three veg, right? So it's like I mean, I know you're talking about the creams. Like what would say? I don't really know what our main um would like uh the agricultural thing is like, and I do get what you're talking about. Like, 'cause same thing. Where like we go get for Fiji, will bring cassava back and things like that, and think you're connected, but yeah, you're not because in this is you're in the system. But yeah, I couldn't really answer that question off the top of my head. Sorry, like you know what I mean. Like I don't know. There isn't.
Are, are you indigenous to Australia
Nah, as I said, like
or
I'm
Fiji?
first generation. Yeah, more so. Like I was born here, first generation, but my parents are born in Fiji. I've been to Fiji like 15 times. Yeah, I used to go all the time as a kid, every year. But yeah, now I've moved city. I'm based in Australia.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So let's say I could give you the Fijian way is definitely dalo, cassava, which is like taro, just definitely potato type root crop things, um, and seafood, coconut, pineapple. That's that's pretty much your basics.
So I'm sure that big corporation is trying to take over the food, right? Agriculture, fishing. I mean, that's like one of the first things that they hit is the food sources because they know that they can control your belly, that you
Hmm.
need food to eat to live. They
Yep.
got you.
Yeah, because we like, and also on that sense, like, because we absorbing that nutrients from the food. So what is the makeup of that food you're consuming? You know, if you're eating some natural nice thing, then and it's meant for our body, then yeah, that's right, it's good. But if they, yeah, not they can a lot of different manipulations can be made by if they get that's right. If they take over your food, it's food. What are you eating? You don't know. You don't know what's it. Which is a good thing about like eating fresh, eating off the land. You know what it is. Like you grew it. It's not really heavily done. In Fiji, yes. So yes, like I might say, like that's one thing about that country. I say it's like the economy is considered as a like a developing nation. Yeah, and people might consider it poor living standards and things, but there would be um, nobody's going hungry. I'll say that, and like there are places like they call it koro. It's like the village. So if there are people set up in like villages, kind of like no electricity, no hot water, tin shed type things, but they're still but they got community and nobody's got hungry, man. You know what I mean? Like that. It's a society. Like I think that's a beautiful way of working. It's still so, but then you can well, they've still obviously got a major corporation coming through, trying to get bigger and bigger. and it will like the tourist industry is huge. That's the main industry there. Um, People coming in from holiday and all the dollars they spend bringing in like American, European, like German, Scandinavian, Australian dollars going there. Um, but yeah, totally good. You would get it once they got that. Get your what is it like requirements, necessities for life, or what even if on the thought basis like wants and needs, they yeah get you thinking that you need it, but you really don't. So much materialistic crap, like, and yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's basically how they do it, man. They don't want people feeding themselves. That's too much like right. You can feed yourself, then you can build on your own. You can do other things. You know what I'm saying? So I think,
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah. I said I would appreciate, like, tell you appreciate the fact you can feed yourself with it, but I wouldn't say you'd be able to make much moves within uh, the world as a whole. You're kind of outside the circle. I suppose, then that's right. You're not, then you're not. You're unchained. You're unbound. Sorry. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. It's something that they don't want. But they ain't gonna stop. So I'm totally like I try to. Obviously, you still like I'm using computer. Music is my main thing. That's my life. I love so like composing, performing, and things like that. So like we're in the digital age of that. But I totally prefer to be off grid. Just kind of living off nature as much as possible. I don't grow my own things, but I'm used to that lifestyle. You So I kind of moved away from my parents' house about like 4 years ago to go. I came moved steady to study like a Sonic Arts at a like a tertiary level college, like you guys call college. Yeah. So um, like yeah. So haven't really done. I did it at one place I was at. I was going. Had the possibility, had a good dirt patch out the back, some little garden plots. So I did do that, but where I'm at, it's kind of not able to. And like even I mean, I said, just brick. You can't build it from bricks, eh? You can't like. But then they're doing hydroponic things, and it's insane. And they want to control even the farming, like all the food. Just how they had Monsanto got the the seed, which will be only one crop. Like it won't reflower, it won't reseed again, like things like that. That like it's been active for what decades now, but it's a sad thing in my eyes, most definitely. It's unnatural. And a lot of people are oblivious to that fact. They just go with it.
yeah, man. Hey, man. Peace to King Car, man. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Peace, brother. Peace. How you
Great, man. How you been doing?
man? Oh, on a what do you call it? Life roller coaster. You know how it is.
Of course. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Just
just
enjoy the ride,
just a
man.
life roller coaster. I got what do you call it? Uh, got harvested, and I mean harvested meaning that what do you call it? Uh, the place that I was living in for the past 10 years um, was taken Um, and the bank is basically saying that they don't have no they don't have the statement, or I don't have access to the statement because it's under like a relative's name, and they're not giving me access. They're taking me to court and all that kind of shit and all sorts of bullshit. I just basically just said, you know what? Karma's gonna fucking deal with you, because
Damn.
the judge, or the sorry, what they have up here, they call them masters in chambers, right? So the master was, I was sitting in there, I'm like, so if you're the master, then who's the slave? You see what I'm saying? And they're like, when I started like handing in my paperwork, handing in all the stuff, letting them know that I've been paid for the place, um, this is my place. Oh, do you have any documents saying that you're the owner? I'm like, no, because it's my relative. They're the one that basically, like, we did the deal and all that kind of shit. And once I started asking about the mortgage, get out. So I was just like, I started doing research about mortgages and all this kind of shit. It's like a death pledge, basically, if you're paying a mortgage. Everything dealing with the Book of the Dead, and everything is a death pledge, and everything is this. And they're saying, what do you call it? According to um, maritime law, dead people cannot own property. That's why your property is in, um, what do you call it? A chattel or a caveat or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And they can take it anytime they want because it's their property. You were just leasing it. You were just building the equity.
And that's
That's all you were doing. You were just building equity. And the whole time I was in front of this master, he was quoting laws from England. So I was like, okay,
yep.
let me just recall what I just went through. They fill the court with their own people, and it's all actors. Every single fucking case that's ever in front of you, if you get called into court, is all fucking bunch of actors.
Yep.
Because these guys came in, it was all, and I kept seeing them going in and out, and they never even went up in front of the judge. You see what I'm saying? I also noticed a cartoon in behind the judge, right? Or this master dude, okay? And it had a bull holding a spear, horse holding a spear. So therefore, that's a fucking cartoon, right? That's their coat of arms. But the thing is, I noticed there was no Canadian flag that basically said that this was a Canadian court. The only two flags that was underneath the coat of arms was the British flag and the Upper Canada flag.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I thought you were in America. Yeah. So that you're under Westminster system completely.
Okay. Right. So the thing is now I decided, I'm like, okay, let's just let that thing go. But now I can actually sue these motherfuckers because now I have his signed confession, right? Depriving my rights under a color of law. You see what I'm saying? I'm going, yo, these guys don't know who the fuck they mess with, man. Because according to the Indian um, international rights for indigenous people, if they take your shit, guess what? They have to give you the equivalent back. There is laws out there to protect you, okay? But the thing about it is, these guys think that if you don't know anything, you're not basically putting anything at the moment. You know what I'm saying? In front of them, they think you're just like easy pickings.
Most
You
people
see?
are. Most people are
That's
like
Yeah,
that.
right. That's right. Most of that's right. That's how the system. That's how it is. Why it is right
yeah.
now.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna send basically a bill of sale or a lawsuit to the foreign minister of Britain, right, or the UK,
Right.
because Guess who's in charge over here? I'm gonna send a freaking bill to the William Alexander, the King of England, Ireland, and Scotland, because guess who's saying they're in charge over here, right? And if
That's
you ever
right.
look up
That's right.
if you ever look up Treaty Number 7, it basically deals with like Alberta where I live, right? And Treaty Number 7, the first line it states that we gift the Queen everything, all our lands, all our resources, everything, forever, for fucking ever. Like, who in their right mind? You're telling me that they say 150 years ago, right? This country was created, right? And it was Upper Canada. And when you read about Upper Canada, it started in fucking New York. Okay. And these British people decided, okay, we're gonna go north. Well, they're the same Brits that basically signed the Pequot Treaty, or the Hartford Treaty in Connecticut, aiming for the heads of the Pequots, right? And they're the same people that decided to take that whole big chunk of land that's north of all these so-called 13 colonies, going against the what do you call it? The Royal Proclamation
Right.
from their own king, stating where they're only supposed to be. So when you start going, they didn't know. Like I said, they didn't know who the fuck they dealt with. They're messing with, because I went all the way back, man. I went all the way back. Started looking up treaties, and realizing that every fucking
Right.
treaty is null and fucking void, bro. Every single one of them. Okay, these guys are operating in fraud, and more fucking fraud.
Kind of like
Have no
mm,
jurisdiction anywhere. Every single courthouse is a foreign vessel anchored at dry dock. Okay,
they're probably
what's that, brother?
Yeah, man.
yes
It's good shit, Tinkar. You already know you be dropping.
saying cinema here in Australia Western. Yeah, like I think
Say, bro.
the sentence he said where it's been given to them. I think that's kind of been there, like they, because it's usually a 99-year lease. That's it. Under because it'd be
But the crown is the Knights Templars.
Let's get this straight. So we got Tinkara up in Canada, right? And this brother's down in Australia. And both lands are colonized by the British.
Yep, that's right.
So the same courts and laws that apply to you in Canada apply to the brother in
In
Australia.
Australia. And guess what? Applies to you in the United States. Because guess what? Every single court you walk into is a crown court under maritime law.
Facts. So let me ask you a question. So did they bring that back after we kicked them out? When did the Brits sneak back into America? I need to know.
They always were here. Remember, if you look into what was it, King George? Was it? King George funded both sides of the Civil War. You cannot have a fucking civil war, okay? If you and I were arguing, that's a civil war. But if you was arguing and you're not from here, is that a civil war?
Nope.
It's just like World War One. Was that really a world fucking war?
or the prime minister's word, if the case, if they, in their discretion, it's facts that people don't know. I think.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. Every single place that these people went, these so-called Anglos, they learn your ways, right? They want to know your rituals and your laws and see if you have an actual, like, you know, spiritual system. Then they will come with a mission to teach you their spiritual system, but also it's a reconnaissance mission to let the military know who you are, who's in charge, what is, the easiest way to come in to your realm and then take you over and become you.
Facts. So they
Right,
knew they
right.
could
Yeah.
grab the chief sometimes and hold him hostage, right?
Mm-hmm.
That thousands of people would bow down. You know what I'm saying?
That,
Now, I'm
uh,
gonna be real with y'all. I gotta be real with y'all. I don't believe that story. I really don't. Every time I hear the Cortez story or whatever, bro, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's 10 men going here doing all of this. Are y'all serious? It just makes them look like super fucking heroes, bro. Like, I don't believe that story whatsoever. I know they
I don't
took.
believe it either. Reason being is that I'm reading about. I just read an article about the ugliest king in the freaking world, and it was Charles II of Spain. They inbreeded so much for hundreds of years. They inbreeded so much that his teeth did not fucking touch, and he couldn't even chew his motherfucking food. And you tell me that we were colonized by these fucking inbreds, brethren? Come on, man.
Well, I think they use us to colonize, man. You know what I'm saying? They use
Yeah,
us
that is exactly what they did.
against each other.
Well, wait, one thing I mean, you're saying that you don't kind of believe that story, but in a way, kind of I understand in the sense that if you were to imagine hypothetically like a situation of say some so-called gang or any type of two opposing groups against each other, right? And then the two tough guy frontmen, if you go knock out the tough guy, a bunch of group like all of them are gonna scatter. Half of that group is gonna just because to that point that you get the chief, then you're gonna have thousands of people bow down to you.
Well, the
Like
thing is, look at the Inca and look at the Inca with Atahualpa. They captured Atahualpa, and then there was 10,000 freaking people ready to fucking murder these people. Okay, like they could have squashed them in a second, but then they would have lose their so-called son of the sun, god of the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Boo.
You know what I'm saying? But then the thing is, I think to myself, then when you read even further, you realize his brother wanted the throne. You see?
right.
So and then you look even with look at the Hartford Treaty. Okay, these guys sided with a group just to get territory, just to get women, get more. What do you call it?
Yeah,
Recognition.
okay. Yep.
And then after, guess what? They turn around and fuck them over,
Hmm.
and it's continuing on to happen. Look at what do you call it? Darfur in Sudan,
That's right, brother.
right?
Brother, no, oh, I got it. Because even in Australia, we've. I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, and I'll get this
No, 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 no. Please go ahead.
because that war is, going. We're seeing an influx of the refugees coming here, and I've got a lot of South Sudanese friends, and I actually just
Mm-hmm.
saw. I was watching another stream before, and there's only like three countries in the world which don't have a Rothschild central banking system or something, and
Mm-hmm.
one of those countries was
Facts.
Sudan. Sudan,
Yes, it
and so
was
now look at that. Just clicked in my head this today. That bang! Why has that war been going on for like 20 odd years, my brother? Like, there's some
because
plans
they
going
don't
on.
have a freaking bank. Can you believe that shit? They're the ones funding the whole thing because the thing is, check this out. I was just talking to my friend. His name's Hammer from like Sudan, right? And this guy's very intelligent. Okay. And we're sitting there, and he came here. When he came here, he had like, he was like an engineer, so he had a couple houses and stuff like that. Stayed for a couple, like, stayed for a while. Guess what? They fucked him over. He had a good job. They, what do you call it? Laid him off. He loses his houses, okay? And now the man is cleaning restaurants,
Okay.
cleaning
But still
grease off
working hard,
restaurants.
man. That's ethics, man.
Sti-
That's the
No, but
work
I
ethic.
mean,
But
he's
I
still working
understand.
hard.
Yeah.
He realizes that, guess what? This place is an open prison. That's what it is. It's an open freaking prison, right? And majority of the people I talk to, they actually are well educated, but they can't like, it's hard to make ends meet. They got 4 or 5 jobs. They got, trying to freaking make ends meet and stuff like that. And things is just getting more and more expensive, and they're just getting screwed over. Their houses being taken from them. For what? You know what I mean? And he said to himself, he's like, you know what? I'm just trying to save up to go home.
Mm.
That's what he's trying to do. And I talk to most other people that I'm like, yo, when last you been home? Man, I haven't been home in so long. I'm like, why? Man, I'm saving up to go home. Like, holy crap. Because something else will come up. You know what I mean? There's a bill here or this there or that there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no incentive, there's no nothing, because the thing is you're funding your own demise in a country that will deprive you of your rights under a color of law. Title 18, 242. I suggest everybody read it. Because you can actually charge these motherfuckers for depriving your rights under color of law. Okay? All police officers, healthcare workers, anybody who works for the public service.
Right. Correct.
Okay? And that's the thing we don't know. We think that, it's just how it is. It's racism. This is this and this and that. No, they actually have Christian black codes out there that they're still using. And it's codified.
So do
You know?
think it's like I said, man, you got spots like Jamaica, for instance, right? Now, Jamaica's going through the same thing as Australia and as Canada, right? But here's the thing.
Mm.
They're the majority there.
I know.
Same shit because of the school system, because of the churches, because of
Same as Fiji, brother. Same as Fiji.
Yep.
wow, man.
Worldwide, bro, but they're brainwashed, bro. You know what I'm saying? None of our people, I'm just realized, man, I told you. Remember when I told you? I said, hey, you know what? Read the Constitution of Jamaica. Remember when I told you that long time ago?
Mhm.
And then I said, did you I said, man, we tried to get the boy from. We went into hidden slavery, paperwork slavery.
Yes. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody is under Canada is a part of a dominion. Look up the etymology for dominion. It means under one's foot. Okay? According to paperwork, we're all chatteled slaves. Okay?
Yep.
It's not what you hear. It's like, oh, whipping and chain. It's the same shit that you were talking about. We all have jobs, but we don't make shit.
Yep.
Okay?
Taxes.
There's necessities that you actually need, like water, shelter, food. Oh, hold on for a second. they own the food because now we only can order in all our major grocery stores, unless you go to like, the little man like way across town, but they only order GMO food. Every single major grocery store is GMO food, and the people who keep buying it have no freaking clue. You see what I mean?
True that.
The bill that you pay to pay for heat, you have to pay for freaking heat, bro. Heat is a necessity. If heat was gone, people would
That's
okay.
fact.
When it gets to minus 30 freaking 5 out here, you see what I'm saying? It's a necessity. Guess how much? I did a calculation for direct energy. They're known as a regulated service. Well, guess what? They're out of Texas, and their headquarters is England. So they go to ADCO. ADCO is providing the natural gas for the house. So ADCO only wants to be in charge of the hard line to your house. And then they get a company out of England who's based in Texas to regulate the service in Canada. So when you start going after these companies, you're like, yo, man, you can't charge me this much. Guess what? You can't find them. They're not in Canada. They don't give a fuck in that rat's ass.
That's
And when
right.
you call, when you call them on the phone, guess who you talking to? Somebody
British person.
Argentina.
Somebody what?
In Argentina that don't speak English, bro.
Oh, they outsource.
That's crazy.
Okay? You call again, you're talking to somebody in the Philippines. Hello, Ario. You call them again, you're talking to somebody in India.
Fact.
Right,
And all these people live in fucking hot countries, man. That don't understand what the hell minus
The problem.
35 feels like.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And
then
even-
it gets me thinking. I'm like, okay, all right. There's
Wait,
let's say 2 million homes in this little city, right? Do the calculation, 2 million homes, and then every single month the bill is like $200.
Damn it, man.
Okay? 200 times 2 million is how much? A month,
200
Reggie.
million. 200 million.
A month
Yeah. Funny thing
for
you said
something that
though.
comes out of the ground free.
Like, what that point you were just saying, like, that the people you were talking, like, I thought you said, guess who you're talking to, where they'd be. I said Britain, and he said Argentina, because they're outsourcing the, the business, the call centers are getting outsourced, right? So then, obviously, and then you're saying that these people don't understand what it is to feel like in 35 Fahrenheit,
No.
and I wouldn't write it because I've never been in the situation. But then, even to think of that, what I was thinking is these people are working for a British company where the people do understand what it, so it kind of even adds to my
And you
disbelief.
know what? They had to actually pass a law that they cannot cut off your service in the wintertime because they murdered a couple people. Okay? And they started getting these lawsuits where old people were dying because they
Because I didn't have the heat on, couldn't
pay the
have
bill.
it.
So they cut them off and then they froze to death.
That's fucked up.
Dang.
Right?
And then I
So
bet you
it-
that really wasn't hitting the mainstream media, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, they passed a bill where they can't cut off your service. They can only diminish your service. And then when it comes down to it, you can make payments and stuff like that. When you get to what do you call it? When you get to March, you don't got that paid off. Whoops, you cut. They don't care if it's cold or not. March comes, boom. So beware the Ides of March. You will freeze your ass.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, and things up here, bro, things are getting more and more and more expensive, and I see Agenda 21 freaking unfolding little by little, little by little, you know, making sure that we have about let's see, 250,000 people unemployed in this city.
Huh?
250,000 unemployed people in the city.
How? Like that's like a large percentage, right?
Yeah, because the thing is that when George Bush was in what do you call it? Was in power, his company Halliburton was sucking the oil out of the oil sands in Alberta. Halliburton was freaking like popping. Everybody had a job, man. Yo, it didn't matter because it's an oil town, right? People had jobs, people were going. And then guess what? When he got out of power, 8 years, for 8 years, this place was popping. It didn't matter what you did. You could cut lawns and freaking make money, right? When he left, Halliburton left. Guess what happened?
Everybody
People
pulled
start
up.
losing their house. People start losing their cars. People start losing this. People start losing that. Food starts going up. Now the city has to compensate for that hole. So everything is raising. Property tax, this, that. People getting harvested, bro. Okay. Now people are going back to where they come from. Majority of downtown, all the major what do you call it? Companies that were in downtown, okay, is gone, is empty. 80% of city of Calgary is fucking empty, bro. Empty. Downtown is empty. I'm talking like the buildings actually empty. So what are we really running on? There's no corporation wants to come here because basically they're just getting charged.
But I mean, but here's my thing though, right? Now, think like we the mayors, right? You
Mhm.
Captain, I'm of Alberta, right? We the mayors. And we got a good relationship. Todd Davis is the governor, right?
Mhm.
And we know the president, Lotus is the president, okay?
Mhm.
We connected. We connected with the people that we need to get shit done. Why the
Mhm.
hell? Whose bright idea is it to one to make make it to where companies don't want to come here, first of all, to do business with you. That is the dumbest shit ever when you as a mayor supposed to do things to bring corporations, bring jobs into your city for the people in your city. That's how that works.
No, we got the prime minister working against us, bro.
So what?
I know exactly where you're coming from, and that's how it's supposed to go when you have a country. But guess what? This is not our country. This is UK, Britain. The people who run this country don't live here. This is a colonized uh, area.
Why would they want it to be a ghost town though? Why would they want things to and the people to all be fucked up? Wouldn't you want? Think about it. Wouldn't you want your subjects to pay you more taxes and
Oh,
build
yeah.
your shit? You know what I'm saying? If I got an apartment complex, I don't want it to turn into the projects. I want it to be a nice spot. So I'm gonna keep it up.
Right?
I'm gonna make sure you feel
And
me?
then
Like I'm not
keep it moving forward so that like it's like, forward momentum. You
right.
get a roll
I'm not gonna get
velocity.
a plan to make half the building go away, you know what I'm saying? And businesses don't want to come there, so people don't have jobs. I'm gonna do everything in my power, give tax incentives. Oh yeah, you come here, you get a 10-year lease or 30-year lease or whatever. You get a year or two, you know, something like try whatever you got to do to get companies in there to create jobs.
Hey,
That's what you
brother, hear this. We have a prime minister. His name is Trudeau.
Judo.
Trudeau. That is the Prime Minister of Canada. Okay.
Trudeau, something like that.
Okay. Guess what? Motherfucker was actually, there's pictures coming out of him in
Scandal.
blackface. Okay. Him in blackface singing Deo. Okay. Check this out. He hates Western Canada. Why? Because his company is Petro Canada over there in the Arab Emirates. There's a conflict of interest, brother.
I actually saw that controversy came out, and he had some words like it was a while back. It was in his college days or something. And was there another scandal with him involved with like, which this kind of disgusted me more, that he was involved with a underage girl or a teenager?
Uh, yeah, we heard about that too, and he also
But
legalized bestiality.
What?
true that, true that. That was a long time ago, but yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Explain.
This thing like little
it's
girls.
the only country in the world where we got dog fuckers, bro.
That ain't no joke, man. This is real shit. Hey,
Sick shit.
Yo.
like what year did that pass? Do you
I,
remember?
dude, yo, when I found out, I was like, what? I don't want to live here anymore. I ain't Canadian. How you have judges sitting there with their poop?
It was the judges and the poodles. No, that's disgusting. That's it. No, fuck.
I mean, how you look at a dog and be like, you got a fat ass. You know, them eyelashes you got right there. Turn, you're like, come on, bro. Like, y'all just, shit. You know, man, you just got a bunch of weirdo people like that, man. You just gotta say it. This is what it is. But I heard Canada had, is it all of Canada legalized bestiality?
Well, there's that was it going. I'd like to see what is answer because like there's two parts, right? There's French Canada, and
Right.
then
We're about to get into that. French Canadian and British, you
that's
know.
probably the one the Western. Yeah.
I wonder what's the difference. Like, is it
Hopefully he comes back. Well, it was obviously yeah. I'd love him to explain.
like do the French beef with the British over there? You know what I mean? Do
I,
they
th-
have, you know what I'm talking about? Like
I,
hockey,
I, th-
all
I
that.
think so. That's what he was kind of sort of just kind of pointing on. That the fact that their president, like is Trudeau or Trudeau, he's got that French origin, and that he's dislike. I'm not sure though. Yeah, bro. That's. I wonder where he's gone. Hopefully he comes back.
Leave them poodles alone, man. Right?
Facts.
No is no. Like, come on, dog can't even say no though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Wow. Check that out. That just pulled a trigger to a thought in my mind, man. Like cause like that what would be the claim of consent? You know what I mean? Like an animal can't.
The dog, no, nigga. Like, no, like, no. The dog wrote it. Like, who you
Like
talking to?
yeah, it's not
Race.
just dogs. Like, it's any animal they're talking about. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
Fuck. That was like,
People like fucking animals though, man. I really, you know, I seen some weird shit, bro. So not in real life, but you know, yeah, a horse hitting a woman. You know what I'm saying? All bad.
yeah, like on the yeah, bro.
Like
Yeah.
the horse was like he knew what he was doing though. Like you know what I mean? Like what? What is? Yeah, I ain't gonna tell y'all the details of that one. It was crazy. Crazy. It was like on Instagram or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fuck.
yeah, somebody getting
That's
broken.
insane. How can they? He was there, and he was just getting to the first prime minister to legalize that. Anyway,
That's more bad. But yeah, man, people gonna do what they do, man. Um,
no, that's true. Oh, dude, I do.
you can fuck him, you can fuck a dog, but you better not kill him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, golly, what is going on? Shit, that's all bad.
People, that's what angers me. It's like all these the movements and progressions that have come forward within, like, you know, such these sort of, that the alphabet movement, and I just think the racial problem is, there's, I don't know, maybe I'm answering my own question, like, because it's an obvious thing that that's their main agenda. So the progressions and all these other things, it just gets to me a lot.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think they use the caste system and race as a form of control because it controls their people too. You understand my point? Like, well, you mess up, like you don't want to be down there with them type shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, most people that are getting perks are not gonna be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I don't want these perks right here. Privilege.
today, yeah,
You're
right,
not gonna
yeah.
get them right. You know what I mean? Like if we go into a Walmart, and every time we go to Walmart, like you get some extra shit or something, you ain't gonna be like, because everybody else ain't getting it, if you gonna stop, you ain't gonna stop getting your perks. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how it is, man. People like shit, they trying to survive too. You feel me?
Hmm.
I think, well, I know that certain people feel, and I don't know why they feel like this though. Like like the planet is gonna absorb them up. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be any more white people and stuff. I just think it's just a dumb way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Why would you think like people are
So
people?
what? Hang
You know what I
on.
mean?
The
Why would you?
planet's gonna absorb them up, and there be no more white people.
That's it seems like that's how they think though. Like like I don't understand. Like I don't understand this conversation. Like it's all these black people gonna take it over. Like they be over here like y'all need to go back home and you're taking over this white country. Like nigga, Poland is over there. This is America. America, Negro land. Okay, Poland is Caucasoid land. Go there. Okay, you don't like brown people? Please go home. That's all you got to do, and stop all these caste systems and stuff or whatever. And like I said, people, we have to stop playing the game. We got to stop playing the black game. We got to stop playing the white game. It doesn't work. So, shout out to Chief Williamina when she would talk to the lady on the phone and she tried to use the slavery. She cut off at the pass, like, boom, no, no, you're not gonna use slavery today, okay? You're not gonna
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You understand my point? And see,
Yeah, I
if
think I remember that. Just
can't use slavery against you, they don't have anything else to hold over your head psychologically, socially, or politically. You politically put yourself, you know what I'm saying? So I just start talking shit like that, like, yo, when did your people come here? And I just break them down. Did you own land? Who did you work for? Who did they work for in the game? You see I'm going
they
with
got
this?
no idea. I've had one person in my, like, same situation over here, bro, and like, you know, it's kind of it's kind of funny in a way because, like, I'm born here. If you speak to me as I expect, like, if you speak to me on the phone, I got an Australian accent, or, like, I grew up in this culture. I know this culture, yeah, and then, uh, but the first question I get asked because of my appearance is where you from, right? And if I go to Fiji, like, I don't, I don't speak as, like, I'm not like, they'll recognize I'm kind of not from there, yeah, in a way. So, but like, it's not the question is where you're from, it's what you're doing, and kind of, what was the point? It was like, just fully at a mind blank. Man.
So people from Australia can tell that you're not from there. You know what you're saying?
No, like, what did you just say before that? It's like, oh, that's right. People's like that. That's just okay. You were saying that how, um, you trying to say break down their heritage, yeah, and they got no idea. Now, in my experience, like they were always asking me, "Where you from, right? Where you from?" And this is like, and I'll explain. I'm first generation here, but like, I was born here, but my parents are from Fiji. Now, if you were to ask them the same question, I've only had one person like in their life that has in my life that has said, "Oh, my grandmother told me, or great grandmother told me that I'm 1/8." I can't remember what her exact answer is, but it was something like this. So like 1/8 Saxon, this one, and another, you know, tribe, family, crest tribe things that she knew her family line, right? So, but that's one person out of my whole life that I've ever met that's got a clue on that, you know. They really think, and this is in Australia, like, so this is like they don't like, then they classify the Indigenous Australian as Aboriginal, which really kind of ticks me off in a sense, because why wouldn't they be classified as, because they're in this land anyway, right? Why don't you classify the humans? But they weren't in the beginning, they were only up until 1967, yeah, but, so like, um, you know, it's like, it's just insane, bro, yeah. I think he's our brother from Canada, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to ask you about French Canada, French Canadian, French Canada, right?
According according to their Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the Constitution and stuff like that, this is half and half. This country is half English, half French.
How do the French and the British get along?
The French wants to separate. Quebec has been trying to separate from Canada for ever since I was young.
What you mean separate? If I thought it was British and they're French.
Yeah, that's what you you think, but the Western Canada is the more wealthy when it comes to resources, right?
Hmm.
And they don't want to follow by the rules. They like to be the Western Canada, the wannabe Texas. You see what I mean? British Columbia is the wannabe LA. Alberta is the wannabe Texas. Saskatchewan is like the Midwest, right? And you got Ontario, Toronto, and Montreal is the wannabe New York. And, you know, that's how it goes.
So is it like two different countries though, like French?
No, okay. Remember this. Let's think logically, right? When the group of people that came over here who were basically colonizers,
Right.
they weren't colonizers. They were looking for a prison colony to get rid of the riffraff.
I heard that.
Really? Is that the same? So that's the same situation
It's
as
the
Australia?
fucking exact same situation. We were the first prison colony.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And even like to that, just not like you were just trying to like that you want to separate. They want to separate because they have the resources. In Australia, that's happened just twice. Similar fact, because like there's a place Western, there's one state, Western
Yeah.
Australia, and it's kind of like really desolate. But they
Yeah.
hold all the mining money. All this comes, so basically where all the, not all of it, but a predominant percentage of the wealth is coming from. They wanted to separate too. Twice, yeah. Anyway, sorry,
Right.
get back to your
Oh,
point.
now let's look at the situation. The 13 colonies were 13 different prison colonies. You get rid of the frickin' riffraff from the Dutch, the French, the frickin' English, the Italians, the Scottish, you know, all the people up there. Remember, they're from over there. They have had a London Treaty from 1519. That's a non-aggression treaty where they will come to each other's aid. from 15
15,
19, the
19.
London Treaty, right? Then they had another one with the London Treaty of 1915, and that was with Russia.
Phew.
So the Union or European
Whoa.
Union has been united for a very long time, right? So when they came over here and created the little prison colonies that were there, remember, when they were sending over the people over here, well, guess what? We could use those people as our slaves to do off their time, free time, give them a couple pennies.
Wow.
Remember, the
Yeah.
first slaves were their own people.
Yep. I think, and you saying for the Russian the second London treaty in 1917. Do you know what the reason for the bringing in the Russians was?
Well, if you look
'Cause
into the history of Russia, look up
I
Russian icons, and you'll see that artistically, the Moors from 711 to 1492 who lived up in them areas were the original Russians. That hat they like to wear on the head is basically a representation of the afro.
right, and the
You know what I'm
architecture.
saying?
I get what you're saying with the architecture. Yeah.
Right? So there's a is it Pushkin or something? Where this was their famous poet, right? Look at their architecture.
Yeah, Alexander Pushkin.
Alexander Pushkin. Yeah.
Pushkin,
Yeah, he was a brother.
right? Yeah, and more like most of the classical artists and stuff like that were brothers or
He came up
half breeds,
with the language too, right? He came with the Russian language too, right?
right? So the thing is that when Mussolini, Hitler, and what do you call it? Stalin, the trifecta or the tribunal that went through Europe, getting rid of the darkies
Yeah.
or the rest of the Moorish children.
Right.
Right. Remember, they're destroying strongholds of empires.
Yes.
The Inca, the Olmec. You know what I'm saying? And like big tribal groups. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the
The
Aztecs.
previous community, the previous dominant
Right.
society.
Right.
Yeah.
And those were known as heathens. Right? But when you drop in Sublimus Deus, right, and then it goes to the whole, these Indians are God's children as well. But then you have the Moriscos who converted to Christianity because it's like convert or die. Basically went against everything because if they're conquered, they're gonna conquer. They're gonna take what they can. It's opportunity, right? This is the land of opportunity, according to Benjamin Franklin. You see what I'm saying? They're coming down here to kick ass. All right?
Yeah.
They just came here and copied you and became you
No.
and
it's-
started
yeah,
ruling you,
like,
right? Not realizing that when you look at it, each individual is the government.
yeah.
Because
But then they take it away. That's been taken away at your birth through registration.
but that's recently. You ever
Okay.
notice? That's recently because nothing's ever happened really on American soil. That's what they say, right? But Tulsa, Oklahoma, the first bombing from the air, you see what I'm saying, was an opportunity to start testing shit of like mass destruction. Because every single war, somebody makes some money.
Yeah, that's right. The weapons companies and all the commodities. But getting to just, I was wondering the thinking about that London Treaty to inclusion of Russia is funny to me because that point there's like, I know through Australia's history, right? Like we were the same thing.
Those damn communists.
that
We gotta fight the commies,
yeah,
and then make you think that
no, but
we're
that this is the kind of point like in what I'm getting at is, or maybe they I don't I fully don't like know the like too much political, but in 1788 is when the colony started, right? Uh, down here in Australia, um, and then in 1901 the Australian Constitution and the Confederacy was made. That's when all the 7 states and territories came together. Now, in that Constitution, it is written this was to be a land of white utopia, right? So the British wanted this to be a white only heaven. Now, it didn't kind of work out economically because everybody wanted to live decadently and nobody was doing the work. Now, getting work done, so they found that they needed immigrants, labor. And the thing is, because the first what they influx, the first people they chose was the Russians, because they seemed them closest to white. Then it was, that's why I was trying to get at that, because it would have been around that time. So it meant to
but
me
those
maybe that
people.
had a reason of inclusion.
But
Right.
when you go like back into the history and the wars and stuff like that, majority of those people are Finns. That's who the lighter
Finnish.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's who the lighter people. Like, look at the royal houses, right? Remember, England was conquered, right, by the Dutch, or the Finns, or the Netherlands,
Scandinavians. Yeah.
the Scandinavians, right? When you go back even farther, when you look at Genghis Khan, almost took over all of Europe, right?
How far did it spread? I'm not actually sure. The Mongol Empire. I know it was one of the biggest. Like, did they get to the British mainland? Did he? Or obviously no. He got to the Turkish area. Did he? And things
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay. Turkish and Germany probably got stopped around the Bavarian area.
Well, look at the map. Like, if just go check out, if you ever have time, just check out the Genghis Khan's like
Yeah, the
empire,
Mongol Empire.
Mongolian Empire, right? But it's like, I think the whole place is turned upside down. Tell you the truth, it's turned upside down. And I seen a map. I think it was in the 1200s of Africa, but it was facing the other way around. North was like the beak part.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's right, because even that's how the Nile runs, right? Like it starts in Sudan and from the or Uganda or somewhere, and it comes down from the mountain and then runs out to the ocean.
Right?
So
So they say that South Africa, and the whole place was called
I mean,
Al-Kabulan or something.
yep, Al-Kibulan.
El-Kibulan. Right? So I was like, okay, if it was in the 1200, and that's like an old school map, showed all the different tribes and territories. And then after you look at the whole thing and you flip the map upside down, and it makes a totally different picture. And you wonder why they went to South Africa first. Do you know what I mean? And then when you look at each peak of each continent, which would be the southern tip of South America, the southern tip of Africa, and the southern tip would be Australia. And then another one over there is New Zealand.
Yeah, true that actually, because I think the
And nobody can go. Nobody can go, it seems like, but they all have a piece. But nobody can go to Antarctica. But every single southern European country has a piece of Antarctica.
It'll stay cold, yeah.
Militaristic wise.
Yep.
And then it makes a totally different picture. Turn the map upside down and look at each picture of each continent. Right? And the peaks that are all at the top are owned by either the largest amount of Russians outside of Russia, okay, after the Nazi raids through, what do you call it, Europe, is Argentina. The most amount of Italians outside Italy is Argentina. The most amount of Nazis, Germans, are inside Argentina. Where's Argentina? The tip. Right?
Wow.
Most amount of Dutch, or, you know, people from Germany, right? South Africa. Okay. Most amount of people outside of England, right? Or the British Isles or whatever, is Australia.
Mm.
And then New Zealand. Right? Is that New Zealand? Yeah.
Yeah.
New Zealand. Really, really resembles Italy. Right?
Yeah, like a boot, eh? But it's broken up.
Like a boot. But I'm just noticing.
Even the Italian boot is broken up, though. Where's the Highlands in America, Supreme Chief?
You say
I mean, Scott.
Highlands?
So that's
You say the Highlands?
yeah. I'm just trying to, cause like to get to run on this point, like, cause I'm putting it in my head. You know, you go to the turning it upside down. I'm thinking, where's all the mountainous regions in the northern region of America, or even Canada, really? Where does the mountainous regions?
Appalachian Mountains.
I'm thinking the Rockies, yeah, Colorado, yeah. Like, I mean, that's kind of famous, but
So
is that the highest point? Is that the peaks?
I think so. I think it would be the Rockies. Absolutely. I think that's the highest.
The highest mountain? Yeah, they probably you don't remember what the highest mountain in America is when you were growing in, like, in the school. What they I know that, yeah.
I don't know. I don't even want to lie.
Yeah, I could look it up, like, because I just know it's Mount Kosciuszko, and that's on here, and it's still on the southern end. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to guess. Be like Mount Everest, though. It would be my guess. Honestly. But may not be. Hey man, shout out to all the great ones tuned in, man. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Got room for about 3 more, man. So come on. Let me know that we'll come on and drop some.
yeah, because even on, like, what's that, invertly to Mount Everest, I think, which is in Argentina, the point, it's like, it's actually the highest, it's a higher peak, but it's underwater, some of it. Like, geographically, if you were to look at the land, there's a peak which is bigger than Mount Everest, but yeah, it's just the bottom part is in the ocean. It's kind of a trippy point. It's like it's completely symmetrical, kind of. Not symmetrical, but it just the points.
Word. Yeah, man. I see Will fluorescent in there, man. Peace. Too cool. Yeah, man, definitely.
Oh, you got late night too, right? What's the time? I'm on. So you got 6 o'clock in the evening.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, it's not even 1 o'clock a.m. here.
okay. It's about midnight on the 12th something, 12:30.
12:49. 12:49. Yeah, I'm on the West Coast too.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely.
Got that high grade. Are you in a legalized state?
Of course.
Oh, Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recreational. Yeah,
That's right.
recreational. Sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were discussing that. That's good.
I couldn't even, like I live in Mississippi too. Yeah.
It's harsh, yeah, though. Wow, so you'd probably be pretty extreme down there. Like, I mean, if you get caught, and then also the quality is just.
Yeah, the quality. I hadn't seen brown weed, man, in forever. Like I didn't even know what it was. Seriously, it was brown.
Yeah.
Brick.
Real dry, just fucking. It just takes like. After smoke 10 handfuls to feel an effect.
But yeah. So they need to get their weed game up down in Mississippi for sure. That's terrible.
What's the penalty like, though?
It's pretty stiff.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, actually, one of my close, like we kindergarten like friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up together. We might as well be family members, right?
Damn.
Yeah, man. He had 10 years. 19. He halfway done. You know
For what?
He halfway done.
But 10 year for what? Possession or just trafficking?
Yeah, like yeah.
Hey, dang.
Not even a bunch either. Like that's like record. You know what I'm saying? Crimes and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, right. But yeah, I mean, it's similarly like fucking this next state as we discussed before. It's insane.
Yeah,
The
that's crazy.
federal, like I mean, I think because I don't know too much, but federally it's still illegal, right? So technically,
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
yeah.
They still
So,
shut stuff down. But it's opening up like in California, more banks are opening up to where they do business with dispensaries. So that's a good thing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's becoming part of it.
Yeah, I mean they got to, man. It's bringing in too much revenue, especially
Mm.
for this. Like it's just, it's like gambling, and it doesn't hurt anything, and it's not hurting the liquor. Shit, liquor is really secondary to gambling here. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as you gambling, you could drink. You know what I'm saying? For free.
Yeah.
Liquor is.
Did that? I suppose did the people who were from the like the representatives of the alcohol companies, did they get into it? You know, what I mean, because there would have been a lot of talk about how much revenue and great things that these just since
I don't think they have that issue here. You know what I'm saying? Like the liquor companies give so much money, man. That cannabis probably enhanced their business even more. You understand my point?
Okay.
Drinking and kicking it, they're gonna drink more, they're gonna party more. So yeah, man. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
think
because
about
that's what I was getting at. Like, are they kicking up stink? But then you say no, it probably added to their fucking.
it. Why would it hurt them?
Damn.
Like if it was
Yeah.
different, with some liquor or something, then it might be, you know.
I'm just thinking that it might hurt because people would be like, oh, like,
Don't be like me.
yeah, don't drink. Shit.
Like it's a choice. I'm like, it's not even a close choice. For real.
That's
Like
right, for real.
drinking is poisoning and stuff. Actually, you know what I'm saying?
Actual poison. That's right.
So, actual poison, right? So I'm not a drinker at all, bro. Like it's rare.
Whereas just thinking on the flip side, cannabis is a actual medicine.
Like herb. You know what I'm saying?
It's right. That's right,
Herb,
man. Herbs are
herb.
the healing of the nations.
Shout out to all my cannabis connoisseurs out there. You know what I'm saying?
Advocates, the ganja advocate, man, for life.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely, it's a good thing. Um, like I said, I'm definitely, it's like, it's like a pastime.
Do like, um, because they were supposed we don't have. I mean, we're getting so like the edit this, the different. Do you have do you like edibles or wax, or what's your preference for flower?
Straight flower.
Flower, me too. Yeah, straight flower. That is my preference, man. We're getting a little bit of like people having vapes and things like that and trying to do wax, but nah, I prefer the flower right here.
Nah, I'm cool. Like you gotta get all. You gotta. I'm gonna. Could it happen to you for trying to smoke something? Like, nah.
Oh, the rig, yeah. When you can just get some papers and just.
Like, shit, I had a pronto leaf.
Yeah.
Pronto leaf. Man, I had one last
Sick.
night. Pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
check them out. So yeah, it tastes pretty good. Like it didn't have too much taste, you know what I'm saying? So, like backwoods, for instance, or I don't know if you guys have those down there.
Nah, we don't. Like we hear it in the songs and stuff. Like, but all we really get is variants of. I mean, if you go to the novelty shops, you get some flavored ones. I'm not really sure, but commonly people smoking out of like tally hos, venties, or I guess, but in Australia, like the a bowl, like you guys call a bowl, we call it a bong. That's probably the most popular.
Word.
Yeah, like for sure. That people don't really. I mean, I myself, I roll up like all. I'll take them out. I love. I can't if I go out like I've always. But most people they'll have a. It's people are bong heads. They really want. That's the popular thing. People smoke J's here, yeah, but it's not like you get a bag and people you're gonna then go buy some like blunt wraps or whatever. People don't do it like that here.
Wow.
They chop it up and have a bong. But yeah, it's a bit yeah. I don't know. I mean, but that is backwards. Just a tobacco leaf or
A bone like in your house, because if you have it outside the house, you can actually, they still charge people for paraphernalia.
oh yeah, brother.
You know what I
I
mean?
fucking yeah.
How am I gonna smoke my weed without my bone, or you know what I mean? Without my paraphernalia.
Well, unless it's clean. If it's completely clean, then they can't. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't
And
expect
if it's completely clean and it's like not assembled, like
that. Yeah, I still wouldn't take that chance either. So,
it's
um,
fucked up.
yeah, man, they're just dumb. I think they just need to uh, take the prohibition off cannabis, nationwide. First off, like Canada did, and I ain't saying tax it like that. They already tax it. They already tax it. They already getting tax revenue off of it. So, I think that's probably what they're trying to work out with the Fed. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They gonna make, but it seems like to me they should be getting some revenues from the states as well. You know,
Yeah.
like, okay, the states just took in how many billions of dollars? Okay, well, y'all handle that with the Fed, get them a percentage and get out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow. So I didn't even realize that. So Canada, every single state is good to go.
Yep.
Shit. I have to talk to. I mean, I wonder if it. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, and Tenkar, he's definitely he's telling us about the different markets that they have out there. Yeah, yeah, man. That shouldn't even ever lock everybody that's locked up with some marijuana right now should be let out immediately. Let them out.
Yeah. It's insane. Yeah, man. It's
Man,
fucking
it's like
sad.
a motherfucker still locked up since prohibition days for liquor. Like, motherfucker is like 88 years old, still
I'm
doing
cooking in the bathtub. Shit. I will
yeah,
like, you know.
holy shit, like about to die, still in prison over liquor that's legal. Like, come on. I know motherfuckers is in jail for weed. Like, what the? Like, really? Snoop and everybody smoking all over the country. Y'all locking people up. Crazy.
Yeah, he's caught up in charges. That's right. Yeah, he's not allowed to the United Kingdom, I think. But still, it's just, it's just, yeah.
Insanity.
I wonder what the Uruguayan situation is actually, because like I know that they were the first country to legalize, I think. And I've seen the yeah, like, and I've seen the documentary where it was like from the actual smokers of, Uruguay. Said, um, it's like, but they were saying that when they grow their own and they're doing it properly, and then having perfect flowers, whereas the government's just growing this like brickweed bullshit, yeah. And it's just, yeah. So it was, but I'm wondering what it is like. Like, it's probably not too good actually. Probably still hasn't much changed, I'd reckon, because it's in not to say seem negative or stereotypical, but it's in Southern America, so the economy's not, it's still developing and stuff. So it would be still running as it was. Like, there's people growing and growing the good. They growing the goods, but the government's giving out like whack.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, it's insane.
I, I haven't had, you know, from everywhere around the world, but they say California's the best. Period. I don't
Yeah,
care what.
I've heard that.
You know.
I've
So
been
they usually
to
go down to
what,
Jamaica,
4.
outdoor Babbage.
Yeah, man, and they say like the what is it? The West Coast stuff, right? I'm pretty sure
Huh?
they consider that in Jamaica on the western side it's better to um there's like all over the quality. I'm pretty sure I can't remember the thing. It's Orange County. It's one of the no, not Orange County. That's in Canada. Sorry, like I'm in California.
OG,
Uh,
OG. I used to think it was, you know, something else, but it's actually Ocean
no,
Blue.
Westmoreland. Westmoreland. That's right. I think it's in a place in Jamaica. And you go around there, and then they say they got the best within that Jamaican area. Yeah, yeah,
It's outdoor.
yeah. These
No
days, I've seen a couple of documentaries, and like, so yeah, it's just, and it's the reason being, I think it's because it's got its own natural filtration system too, and water source, like, because the island is, and there's coral, uh, which the seawater runs through, and it gets filtered out, and it's this like the land is just got full of nutrients and stuff, and it's prime condition all year round. It'll grow.
word. So, and
Yeah,
this is good weed. Like, it's pretty good.
yeah, brother. Yeah, because I mean, getting to that
It's out.
point, I've been to four. Oh yeah, four countries: Australia, Amsterdam, UK, Fiji, and even that, like, people say go to Amsterdam, rah. I'd like to go to California now and try and stuff, but like, I didn't find. I tried four, four strains in Amsterdam. The base skunk one, which was an indoor. They like this indoor Hyde, and then AK White Widow and something else, but like they was then the designer strains. I found that the skunk one was the strongest out of them, but still, I've in my preference anyway. There's an outdoor Like there's a farm I know here that grows like best I've had. Yeah, like so. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's
You know,
just in
it's
my
the
preference.
dispensaries out here, they'll tell you the THC percentages and all this other shit. All of the other little uh, things, you know. I don't know, man. You know, I'm still like, I still don't like the dispensaries. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, one price, you know, double the price. And then the quality, you know, and like a lot of times, you know, for the stuff, you know, the quality, the top
yeah.
notch.
Well, I guess a lot of the dispensaries got in it too. That's right. They're in it for the business reason, similar to the black. Whereas they're not. I mean, there would be some who are smokers and they're doing it for the smoke, but you know what I mean. They want that good product, proper flower. They don't just want to grow some bullshit.
You know, was the best ever, man. So, um,
Say that again. I missed that.
say, yeah, man, me, you know, I want the best ever. So,
Yeah. Oh well, just not
yeah,
like just like best possible. Do the stages correctly, you know, and because it's all about environmental conditions, and pretty much like
that's why I like
so,
indoor.
yeah, like you can control it completely. Yeah. So
But you
yeah,
know, I've had some good outdoor hunting, great outdoor, good outdoor.
fair facts.
Dirt grown is just not as good as apple grown in dirt to me, you know. But
Yeah, it takes up the surrounding it takes up the flavor of the surrounding trees and things like that. I think
right,
yeah, like you
bugs and birds shitting on it, like all types of stuff going on. Nah, bears be walking by pissing on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so nah, it's not cool. However, I like greenhouse. Greenhouse is cool, but I think that it should be a way to use the sun. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's how a
And
lot of yeah.
you know what I
That's a
mean?
good yeah. It creates the internal humidity and stuff like that. Like
Right.
it's
You
still
can
a
use the sun as a light source, right?
yeah
But control the environment. You know what I'm saying?
yeah
From an indoors like greenhouse type stuff.
yeah.
Because you know outdoors and lower grade, then greenhouse, and then obviously indoor. But I'm like, yo, if you're growing something in the greenhouse, it should be indoor like that. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even be a drop off. Like what we talking about? So
Right. Yeah.
some people have lights in their greenhouse. I'm talking about using the sun in the greenhouse.
Oh, and it's still classified as because it's like is that what you get? Yeah, I guess so. It's in a big uh, factory area, but they've roofed it off and they're not using a sunroof. They're using lights.
Even and you know get the reflector stuff so to reflect the light too. You know what I mean? So it's ways to do it. I'm just
Yeah.
like yo, you gotta be able to use the sun, man. Like, that makes sense. And I remember back in the days, man, like people would get caught up. They deploying, and you know the police would get a report from the electric company that somebody's got a spike
Yeah.
in their electric bill. Yeah, bro. And some people
That's
would be
yeah.
so high, man. Like,
That's right. Same thing. I remember the same thing. A friend did it, and then in the bill, not even just that. There's three little bars on the uh, like on the bill, different. I don't know, and like there's a grey one, a black one, and like a like a lighter one. Like and then um the last month the grey one was at a certain level, the black one was, and then the month we did it, it was like the black one just spiked, and I was like, oh shit, and it stopped.
yeah, man.
It's quite funny. But
Yeah, man. Shit.
But I
Stop that.
still, I mean, like, yeah. What would it's? I suppose like a lot like licensing to grow. Oh no, but you're allowed to grow personal, right, in your own backyard if you got the access to the seeds. Did the dispensary sell the seeds?
I haven't seen it, but I have a
Oh, you're not
company.
sure, eh? That's right, because yeah. Like
Yeah, I
I'm
have a
just
company I work with called Seeds Man.
yeah.
Usually have the link in the description. You can order seeds all around the world. You can order CBD seeds or regular cannabis seeds, and you can
Yeah.
pick the strands and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty dope. So yeah, Seeds Man, pretty dope, man.
So yeah,
So
like it's one thing, you know, you can just go there, pick up. I mean, that's right. They've got now ones that are guaranteed, like autoflower, guaranteed female. Um, they know the strains, all this stuff. So you just get a couple and put them in your backyard.
mhm.
It's a bit, I suppose, it depends how much you smoke. Eh? Like if you're smoking ounces a day, you gotta. It's like you can't wait for it to grow, and then get a couple of those a year, and you'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, Seeds Man, you gotta check them out.
Where's he based in California? Oh, you're not sure. Oh, it's all online.
So monkey done jumped on my back. Be a Lotus over here in a minute. But,
Was it? What's the latest? The same old in Las Vegas, or wherever you at?
um, few
Like,
things, stadium's been built, and this they're opening up a new resort, like near the wind. So that's a pretty big resort on the strip. They haven't done the strip in a while.
truly, do they have any sporting teams? Who's the?
We got the Raiders coming next year, but then we got the Aces, the WNBA team. Then we got the Golden Knights, which is an NHL team. So yeah, and I think
Wow, are you serious? Like, so you've got this out of like, I mean, I was just considering, like, just thinking, like there's NFL, NBA, and then the baseball, maybe LMLB, whatever, and you've only got in Las Vegas, this WNBA, and then a hockey team, NHL team.
uh,
Wow, that's amazing. I wonder why there's not a like. I suppose gambling's being. They've got enough. There's other
right,
sources. There's other sources. Yeah.
right. Next is the NBA team. So I think it's gonna be the Sacramento Kings gonna move to Las Vegas. They've been
Okay.
for a while. The Maloof brothers own the Kings, and so they have a lot of they got the Palms out here. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
it might be a good look, for the Sacramento, for the Las Vegas Kings. I like the way that sounds.
And then what have you said the Raiders are coming? What's
Yeah, next season.
what leads from Oakland?
Yep.
Wow. Oh, there you go.
And just look at it from jobs. Like I said, remember, we got a great mayor. You know what I'm saying? I just say that Mayor Goodman is the wife of the longtime mayor here, right? And I guess he just ran or he couldn't run anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's super popular out there. There was a guy that played himself in Casino. Okay,
Yeah.
he was a mob lawyer. Okay, so his wife now is the mayor of Las Vegas. She's like a teacher or something. I think she won her last time. You know what I'm saying? So she's been the mayor for a little while now. But the Goodmans are good people, man. They're good. They know how to make a deal. You know what I'm saying? To bring the business to town. Man. That's what it's about, you know, job creation and stuff like that. You know, like I said, man, it's the number one city in the world, man. So it never sleeps. You know what I mean? So you can get up on a Sunday night, Sunday morning, 3 a.m. and
Yeah, that's one thing I found from where, and it's just popping. It's anything to do, right? It's busy. Like from where I moved from, kind of a busier state, and it's just like, um, you know, 3 a.m. nothing's open, and everything's shut by midnight. Like it's just weird. Like kind of Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. They're the cities in Australia. Right? It's just like not as much. I wouldn't say it's obviously not as busy as America or anything, but it's still 24 hours you can go and do something. Like, kind of surprised me. Eh?
you know, just like they've done things, like tax, breaks and stuff like that or whatever, to bring companies in the town. So like I said, you got a good mayor, man, of the town. Just
Oh right.
around and confident, you know, uh, Mayor Carolyn Goodman, that's her name. You know what I'm saying? Good mayor, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see her hear, too much about them because they work. They always, putting in work. And Oscar, he used to come out with showgirls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, he was just a real, showman type. He was a great ambassador for Vegas. I think. You know what I'm saying? When he opened up the mob museum and stuff like that, or whatever. Like I say, he's a part of the mob history. He
Right.
defended,
Yeah.
all those mob guys that got caught up
Yep.
in the casino thing. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So he was like, that stuff. So yeah, and he played himself in the movie. Like he was a guy that was Robert De Niro's lawyer, right? I think.
Okay, you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar Goodman. You check the movie out, he's literally playing himself in the movie. It's crazy.
Yeah, I seen that. I can't remember it. That particular. I just remembered it. Like most memorable scene from that is like where the in the cornfields. I think for me, and Joe Pesci's character dies. I think. Anyway, good movie though. Great movie. I haven't seen it in ages.
Yeah, son, Ray, I don't think
You gonna
nobody's
kick it up?
coming in,
Yeah,
bro.
no worries.
Huh?
Not easy, but thank you for you know
Yeah.
doing the thing, setting up the platform for
Y'all,
like-minded people to get out there and do the thing, man, and bring the peace and truth, civility back.
yeah, man. Remember, man, support the real, man. A lot going on right now.
So it's only gonna grow and get better. Focus, keep at it, practice. That's it.
So, any last words before we get up out of here, bro?
No, man, just that's it. Everyone who's out there, just like that's it, man. Follow your intuition, be the best you can be. Stay tuned, obviously, man. Much gratitude to you, and then like just stay focused and just yeah, support. That's it. Support the real. Link with like-minded people, and then just focus on that and keep growing. Progress,
Yeah, man.
positive progression, and honesty.
Still coming, man. So, just be on the lookout for it, man. Stay tuned.
Will do.
Excited, man.
Will do.
So, shout out to Libra Sun, man. Shout out to Todd Data. Shout out to Lotus. You know what I'm saying? Working, man. We're putting in a lot of work, man. So check out the First American Declaration, the First American Council. Um, see what you guys think about the Declaration for Reclamation. And it's backed by the ADRIP, it's backed by the UNDRIP. You know what I'm saying? But this was drafted for us alive. Okay? This is what it's about. you know, because we were left out. You know what I mean? And even just the whole Indigenous Peoples Day or whatever, right? Um, not that we were left out, but people don't tend to think that it's our day. You understand my point? And I think we have to change the perceptions of that. And people, you know, and just tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? And really tell the true history of our people, you know what I'm saying? Of our heritage here in this country, man. And I remember, man, mybblackheritage.com.
Fact.
You got converted to Lord Jamar and get the 10% discount. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. You know, and she seems real genuine too. So that's why I like to promote her business. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to Miss Mohawk, originaltribalwear.com. Like I said, man, we got a lot more things coming. I'm just real excited, man. Let y'all see it. Yeah, man, we about to get up out of here, bro. So thank you for coming, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Again, much appreciated. Back, brother. Alright. Keep strong. Keep going.
That's right. And thanks to all the great ones tuned in, man. You guys have a great cat nap, great rest. You guys going to bed tonight. Have a great day. Brother, have a great day. And yeah, man, we're gonna be back at it later on, man, today. So be on the lookout. You know, like I said, peace and love to everybody. We out of here.
Facts.